Hi there. Just to bring you some news on BrandMapp 2015, we're really excited about some of the findings in this year's data. Probably the most important is a new addition, which is the Ubuntu Report for 2015, a study of cause marketing, why people give back and what it means to marketers. Brandon de Kock, our Director of Storytelling, is with me, and he's probably best placed to explain. Brandon, why did we do the Ubuntu Report in 2015?
Well, I guess it starts with the fact that there's about 8.2 billion rand in CSI spend in this country every year. And we all know quite a lot about that. We know who's spending it. We know how they're spending it. We know where they're spending it. But there hasn't been a lot of research done on asking the man in the street what he thinks about CSI. And that, which is quite important at the end of the day. What's the point of all of this energy and effort and spend going in if nobody asks the guy on the street what he thinks about companies that are spending and whether it influences his behavior at all? So that's kind of the main reason for putting these Ubuntu questions in. And we tapped just about everything we could think of about what drives people's consumer behavior relative to CSI spend in the corporate world.
Cool. So these are really important insights. And I suppose it goes immediately on to what did we learn about how these people give back?
Well, I think the graph that answers it's a very simple 5-piece bar chart. We simply asked, how do you think you should give back to the community? Pretty simple options: by donating time, expertise, goods, money, things like that. And overwhelmingly, what comes out is that people have more time and expertise, or they think that that's what they have to give back, as opposed to money, which might not necessarily be as much about the economy as people think. The instinct would be it's the economy. I think it's just that people feel they've got a lot of time and expertise to give back. So 56% of people saying time and expertise, as opposed to about 32% saying money and 48% saying goods. So it's all about time and expertise. If we can find ways of tapping into that, we're going to be able to get a lot of effort from the community put back into giving back.
So BrandMapp's all about providing insights for marketers. How do you bring this into the marketers' world? And what are the insights for them that are most valuable?
Well, it's a slightly disappointing answer at first. I've got a pie chart here that I can show you. It's a strange insight. This, we asked the question, how important is it that companies give back? And 49% of people, let's call it 50% for the sake of argument, said that companies should give back, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a difference to who I choose to support, which sounds kind of depressing, I suppose, for people who are pumping a lot of money into CSI. But it's not that 50% of the pie that's important, it's the other 50%. So if you look at the pie chart, you'll see 29% of people say that they try to support companies who do give back. So at least they're trying. That's not the interesting part. The interesting part's the other 16% of the wedge. So 11% say that they make a point of supporting companies who give back. And then there's the crucial, nasty little 5% of activists, who are the guys who will actively work against brands that fail to give back appropriately. And I think that's what you got to be careful of. You got to make sure that you don't worry about the 50% that you can't affect. Worry about the negative reaction from the maybe 16% of people who really do care, and from the 29% of people who try to care.
So it sounds to me like there are massive benefits of getting it right and really big dangers in getting it wrong. So what's your advice to me as a marketer?
It's a tricky one. I suppose marketers just want to, or companies and corporates want to just satisfy sort of legal requirements, and and that's one of the benefits of going to the people on the street and asking them what they think. So we asked people a very simple question: why don't you give back? Why don't you give back more to the community? And again, here's another simple pie chart that tells the story. So 37% of people say I already give back a lot. Then there's kind of little margins. 7% say they've had their fingers burnt, and 7% say charity doesn't work, and forget about them. The two big wedges of the pie that I think corporates can concentrate on. First of all, 20% of people say I don't trust social organizations with my money. 20%, that's quite a lot. And then 26% of people say I'm not sure how to. So 26% of people are just ignorant. So imagine if you were a company that had a loyal, trusting consumer base. So they will trust you. And then you can show them how to give back. There's a 46% margin of people out there who would give back more if a trusted company just showed them how.
Right. So it's all about understanding your customer. That's what BrandMapp does. And that's what the Ubuntu Report does specifically to cause marketing. There's a whole lot more inside of BrandMapp, and there are a whole lot more insights inside of the Ubuntu Report 2015.